Tuesday night in Boston in a game between the Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins, Bruins forward Brad Marchand sucker punched and then high-sticked Penguins goaltender Tristan Jarry after a whistle. As the video shows, the Bruins were down by 2 goals and in a late and desperate scramble around the Penguins' net. Jarry covered the puck, and after play stopped and everything was calm, Marchand went out of his way to find Jarry and punch him in the head. Then, after being pulled almost all the way to the corner by the linesman, a now helmetless Marchand then glided all the way back to the front of the net and, with the linesman still holding him by the way, reached out with a stick and poked Jarry at the base of the face mask. This is all kinds of unsportsmanlike conduct. The punch was already bad enough because it's not like he was engaged, or anyone was engaged for that matter. Literally everyone, including his own teammates, are standing around like statues. It's not like he was even just standing right beside Jarry and just couldn't help himself. He had to take a couple steps and go around Letang and really lean out to connect. There is clear intent there. So even if that was the only thing to happen, it would still be a suspension. But even after being almost immediately restrained by a linesman and clearly directed by the official to knock it off, he still thought it was a good idea to do a big loop and go even more extremely out of his way to use his stick to make contact with someone's face. Look, you can call it a heat of the moment thing, you can call it gamesmanship, you can even find it funny. I get it. As a fan and as a player, I get it. But as the Department of Player Safety, that doesn't make it any less illegal, and there's way too many red flags to let this one go. Now, before I announce my number of games, which is going to be unrealistically high, I know, I just want to insert a quick reminder to current followers and explain to maybe some new viewers that Tough Call is not about predicting what I think the real Department of Player Safety will do, or even what I recommend they do. It's about applying my own system that I developed, and how I would manage my own league as my own head of player safety. And I'm going to put out a video later this week expanding on this incident, so keep an eye out for that, or better yet, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. And with that, under the Tough Call system, there's 2 completely separate and flagrant violations that are both considered plays that have nothing to do with hockey, and therefore both fall in the 6 to 10 game suspension category. It's important to note there's a light degree of force for each one. It's more the going out of his way to do the action and how far beyond the natural course of play each incident can be considered that makes them suspension-worthy. That is, how out of context they were to serving a useful hockey purpose. So for the combined punch, which I'd say is 6 games, and the later high stick, which I'd say is 8 games, because it's just so far beyond the course of play, Tough Call would give 14 games. On top of this, under the Tough Call system, there's an automatic 5-game suspension to any player who is considered to have needlessly endangered an official. Marchand is clearly restrained by an official early on and far away from Jarry in his crease. Completely ignoring the official holding him, Marchand covers half his own and reaches across the front of that official with his stick to stab Jarry. That was somewhat dangerous on its own, but it also invites retaliation with the official then potentially caught in the crossfire. Tough Call would suspend Brad Marchand of the Boston Bruins 14 games for a combination of unsportsmanlike conduct after the whistle and an additional automatic 5 games for needlessly endangering an official for a total suspension of 19 games.